Hello, hello, and good day. Today we're going to talk about coordinates, x's and y's, on a grid. And I have pre-prepared this to make my life a little bit easier. So if we start up here in like the top left corner, we have a grid. Normally the full grid is divided into 4, which you can kind of see in the bottom right. I do want to start with this one though. So yeah, but you can see in the bottom here there are technically 4. So you can, oops, that's not the right tool. Definitely not the right tool. Okay, so this is normally considered the first, and I actually forget how you go around this, but there are 4. So let's say it goes this way around. So these are the 4 parts. The one we have top left is the first. We can see this because the numbers, if you look at the bottom, it says 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 10, and they're positive numbers. And also if you go back to the 0 and you go up, you also have positive numbers. So positive and positive. If you again go down in the bottom right corner, you can see in other places there are negative numbers. But we won't be looking at those today, but the principles will be exactly the same. So how does this work? Well, the horizontal line, the one down here, where you have the up to 10, I actually put an X because the picture I found did not have that, but that is the X. That is the X axis. That also is written over here. And the one that goes up, or the vertical line, is the Y axis. So if you need to find something on the x-axis, it's always the horizontal. If you need something on the y-axis, it's always on the vertical axis. And that's just how it kind of works. If you're really good at this, you don't need to follow the steps I'm about to explain, but I highly recommend in the beginning, this is how you do it, so it's not confusing. So over here, I wrote some coordinates. There's a 2, I wrote them in red, so you can see those are for the x's. The first number is always for x. Always, that's just the rule. You never ever write y first. You don't normally use the colors here, it's just something I did for simplicity's sake. So first number is always x, second number is always y. So the first is 2, and then we normally put a comma. You don't really say that, but it's 2.5 or 2,5. But anyways, that's the coordinate we're trying to find. So x is 2, y is 5. And I have observed that this can be a little bit difficult, at least in the beginning. So the key here is taking it very slow. So your starting point should always be down here where you have the 0. This is 0 in both directions. I think I'll actually change the color to green, so we have something else to look at. So this here is where you should start. Now you go and read the first number, that is your 2 on the x. So you can only move in the x direction. That is horizontal. You cannot move up or down. If you do that, it's going to be wrong in the end, most likely. So x is 2. So where is x2? Well, here x is 0, here x is 1, and here x is 2. Now you don't normally want to make a point here, but I'm just going to do it so you can see where I am on the screen. So this is where x is 2. Now I'm basically halfway done. Now I go and see, okay, y is 5. Very good. Back to where x is 2, where I made my little green dot. And now I need to go up, or potentially down. In this case it's up because it's positive. So without going left or right, I'm finished with the x-axis. I can now only move on the y-axis. And now I have to find 5. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So this here is the finish point. This is the coordinate I'm looking for. This is 2.5 on the grid. And that's it. I'm done. I have my point, my coordinate. And I can do it again with the next one. So the next one, x is 8. So again, I go down, start 0.0, and I go and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is there. And then I can see, okay, y is 1, so then I go up 1. So this is the final coordinate. I'll erase the ones that are not final in a moment, I guess. I'll do it now, so there are no misunderstandings. Except it's also erasing the grid. Oh well, good enough, I guess. So now I have 2. The next one is 0 and then 4. Well, 0 is where I start, so I don't have to move anywhere in x. Now I just have to find out where y is 4. So I move up to 4. Here. So that is the third one. The next one says 10 and 10. So again, back to 0, 0, and move out until x is 10. Now I need to find where y is 10, and I move up, 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 and here y is 10, and x is 10. So this is your point. So those are the 4 coordinates. If you follow these simple steps, it's not that hard. But if you start at 0 and like, oh, okay, and you move like kind of up and down at the same time, you're going to be doing it wrong. Unless you're really good, you can do that, like, oh, 10 times, like, oh, it's going to be up in the right corner, oh, it's here. But please start the way I explained it. When you get better, you can take a shortcut, I suppose. So yeah, that's really how you do this. This is also going to be very important when we get to functions. When you have functions, you pretty much need this as well. So this is important to know. And it does get more complicated in the future. This is the very first steps with grids and x's and y's. But I hope that was useful. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye.